Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. If you hear new, hit subscribe buttons and notification bell so you can never miss any our incredible content. Flutter gyms and fitness app inside today need to see this here the exercise tabs need to develop here as well as need to exercise details list need to show this here. First of all need to create this UI inside the Flutters. First of all need to develop this here the this tab you need to develop, and then after need to develop this here the exercise details screens. Now how can write this UI inside the Flutters need to see here. First of all need to open this here our projects and to create here the new files, and we need to set this here top tab view inside need to create here the new folders and to give this here the name exercise. Copy here, and now need to create here the new files and to give this here the exercise tab screen dot dots. Now first of all need to copy this here the health tip screens. Now need to copy and to paste this here like this data and to rename this here the screen, and we need to give this here the name exercise screen like this sets here, and also need to remove here this health row and creates here the new files exercise cell dot dots. Now need to create here the stateless widgets and to give this here the name exercise cell. And now we need to import this here's material dependency like this sets here, and also imports here the needed image. We need to import all image and to this here's and import done. Now we need to set here the array and to replace with I have already prepared this array and to replace this here's and explain here's and to paste this here's. Now first of all need to set this here the cell titles, then subtitles inside the number of exercise, and then after need to use this here the background image like this. We need to configure this here one by one like this. X grid cells we need to develop here. Now need to remove here this data no needs. We need to change this here and to call here the grid builders and to use this here the silver grid delegates with fixed cross axis count and to set here the count as a 2. Then after aspect ratio need to set this here as a 1, and then cross axis space need to give this here as a set here the 15, and main axis space need to give this here the 15 like this configures our needs, and to set this here the const value like set here. Now need to set here the context and we need to set this here the index and set here. Now need to return this here and we need to give this here the count item counts, and we need to set this here the list array dot length and to set this here the containers semicolons. Now we need to remove here all things no needs. First of all need to develop this here the cell and to configures. Now need to define here the final map object like this, and also need to give this here the click events void callback and to give this here the name on press. And now need to create here the functions inside. We need to put this here the parameter sets. Now need to draw this here the cell. First of all need to create wrap with widgets and to write down here the inkwell like here, and we need to give this here the on tab event as a on press. We need to configure this here like here, and also need to give this here the border radius circulars and to set here the 15 like this, setting here and to save here. Now we need to go inside the tab exercise and to give this here the first of all get this here the value as a object is equal to need to set this here list array and to give this here the index of value and get this here the as map like this and to put this here. Now need to set here the exercise cell and to set this here the object pass this here and to write down here the on press event like this and to save this here. Also need to configure this exercise screens inside the main tab view. Now need to go and to configure this here, change this here the context and we need to set here exercise screen and to save here. Now need to change this here the tabs and openings here. Now need to go and to draw this here the cells first of all. Need to create here the decorations for these cells. To set here decorations, box decorations, set here the colors, T color, text BG colors need to set. Then after border radius need to set here circular 15 like this. And then after need to create here the box shadow, context, dots, we need to set here the box shadow, set here the circle tail and blur radius set here the 1 and now need to save this here like this showing here the cells and now need to set here the paddings here this UI set here padding cost edges insert symmetric horizontals need to set here the 20 and also verticals need to set here the 20 and to save this here look like this here the showing here the UI. Now need to go against these cells and to create here the first of all the children's for these containers childs and to set this here the stack and also need to give this here the alignments set here the bottom left like this configures and now need to create here the children's and first of all need to develop this here the image set here the image assets and now need to give this here the file object.image value need to give this here and now need to give this here the width and height also need to set this here double max fit and heights also need to set here the double max fit and need to set this here the fit as box fit cover like this and to set here the image and also need to create here the wrap with the clipper rect and to set this here the border radius copy here it's save this here. Now showing this here the image look like this goods and also need to set here the this data are the showing here. Then after we need to create here the containers and now need to set here the margins const edges insets only set here the right give this here the 20. Then after need to create here the paddings and to give this here the cross axis symmetric edges insert symmetric horizontals need to give this here the 8 and verticals need to give this here the 4 and then after need to set here the width double max fit and also need to set here the border radius set here decorations set here the color T color primary colors then after set here the border radius only, and to give this here the top right, as a set here the circulars, set here the 30, and then after set here the bottom left, and to set here the circulars need to set here the 15s, and to set here the const value. And now need to create here the childs like this. And need to configure this here the column. And first of all need to set this here the cross axis alignment. No need, so need to set here the main axis size, set here the min axis size minimum, and after create here the children's like this here. And now need to write down here the title, and to set this here the object title, and need to set here the max lines 1, and set here the styles, text styles, set here the color, T color, primary text, then after font size, set here the 15, and another font weight, need to set here font weight 600. Also need to copy here and to set this here. Now need to set here the subtitle, and need to set here the BTN text. Set here 10 regular. Now need to save and look like this, showing here the HD files, this UI. Now open here and show here like this, show the both are same showing here. Now we need to create here the level screens, we need to develop here. First of all need to create here this app bars, then after this level drop downs, and then after need to create this here the exercise list need to develop here. Now first of all need to create here the new files, create here the new files as a exercise, name screen dot like this creates. And to first of all need to copy this here the help screens, copy here, and need to paste this here, and to change this here the name as a exercise, name screen like this creates. And to now I have already prepared this here the array list, and to give this here the replace with this list, and set this here like this data. And then after need to create here the app bar, set here app bars, set here the background colors, T color, secondary colors. Then after need to set this here the center titles, set as a false. Then also need to create here the title, as you need to set here the const text, and to set this here the titles as a yes, and set here the styles, text styles. And now need to set here the color as a T color white, color white, and now need to set here the font size 18 like this. Configure this here. Now body inside, first of all need to develop this here the column, and need to configure this here the containers and expand this data. Set here the widgets and to call this here expanded. Now need to create here container. Set here the decorations, box decorations. Set here the color, T color, secondary, and this. Set here the margin, const, edges insets only. Set here the tops as a 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, like this configures. And also need to give this here the width as a double, max speed. Then after need to set here colors as a secondary. Here's no need decorations, need to remove here's. And then after need to give this here the height as a 50, like this configures. Now need to create here the childs and to create here the row, and we need to first of all set this here the main axis alignments. Set as a start, like this. And then after need to create here the children's, and we need to configure this here the drop downs value. Now first of all need to write down here the drop downs buttons, and to give this here the items are the need this here's. Set here level 1 and level 2, like this creates inside the items name level 2. Now need to call this here the map functions, and to give this here the object like here's, and we need to set here drop down menu items. Now need to create here the children's. Before need to set here the value. Set here object, and after create here the childs as a text property. Need to set this here, and to set here the object, and now need to set here the styles. Set here the text styles. Set here the color, T color primary text. Then after need to configure this here the font size. Set here the 15, font weight. Set here the 500. Now hit this here and to write down here the to list written here, and all change events we need to call here as a value like here, like these configurations. And now first of all need to set this here the int text. Set here the int dot const, and to set this here the text property, and now need to set here select label. Set here the styles, text styles, and now need to set here the color, and to configure this here the colors white, and need to set here the font as a 50, like this configures. Then after need to configure this here the drop down icon. Need to set here the icon, and to set here the container Then after need to set here the width as a 15, and also need to give this here the alignments, text align center, and now need to create here the child image assets, and now need to give this here the drop down image. Now to copy here's drop down white, copy relative path, and we need to paste this here. Now we need to set this here the width as a 15, like this configures here, and to configures. Now remove here the underlines, then to wrap with widgets, drop downs, underlines, need to call this here these methods, and also need to set here the padding, and to set here the symmetric horizontal 20, like this configures here. Then after need to need this here the exercise row, need to need here the UI, need to create here the new files inside the exercise folders. With this here the exercise row dot dots, and now need to create here the stateless widgets, and to give this here the name exercise row, and we need to import here the material dependency, and now need to create here the needed property we need to set here for this UI. First of all, need to set this here the final map object. Then after need to set here the final void callback and on press event. We need to set here and to import this here parameters. Now need to wrap widgets and to inquel, and to set here the on tab event. Use this here as a on press, and also need to set this here the border radius is equal to, need to set here border radius circulars 15, like this configures. Now need this here the decorations, and to set here the box decorations, set here the color T color, set this T color, text BG colors. Then after the border radius, set here the circular 15. Then after set here the box shadow const box shadow colors color B12, and we need to set this here the blur radius, set here 2. Now we need to create here the child, and to create here the stack, and give this here the alignments as a alignment top center. Then after create here the children, and configure this here clipper rect. Not first of all need to set this here the image sets, give this here the object, and pass this here the image, and now need to set here the width double max width, and width as a double max width. Now we need to set here widget dot alright, and we need to give this here the border radius, set here, and also need to give this here the aspect ratio widgets, set here aspect ratio 2:1, like this. Save, and to set this here set here. Now need to create here the row, and to create here the children's. First of all need to develop this here the subtitles. Now need to go inside the exercise cells and to copy this here the UI containers, and now need to paste this here. Now need to remove this here the top margins, no needs, and now need to give this here the width as a context dots width and multiply by 0.14. 40% of the screen width need to set this here like this here. Now need to change this here the orders, need to set here the top, bottom, right and top left. Now set here the 15s and 15s. Like this configures our needs, and also need to remove here the subtitles. Here's remove this column, no needs, and now need to give this here the elements as a text element center like this. We need to set here and to save this here, and then after need to create here the space const space like this configures, and to save here these files, and to use this here the row change here exercise row, and to save this here. Now set here the click events. First of all need to set here the click events inside the exercise tab, and we need to set here the const, not const, extension context dot push extension methods. Need to call this here, and to give this here the name exercise name screens, and to set here semicolon and const value like this. Save here, and now need to click here. Now opening this UI, and also need to check this here the label like this configures here, and also need to fix this here the this issue, to check this here as a row. And now first of all need to set here the fit as a box fit cover, save here like this. And now need to create here the favorites and share buttons need to set here. Now need to develop here the inkwell on tab event. Then after set here the childs, and to set here the size boxed, give this here the width as a 40, and set here the childs. Now need to set here the image assets, and need to give this here the width as a 25 and height also 25. This. Now need to copy here the white favorite buttons. To check here white favorite copy relative path, and to set this here, to save this here showing like this here. Also need to copy against, paste this here, and now need to share buttons need to set this here, save like this. Also need to set this here the container size 35, and to save like this. And now need to give this here the some space. We need to set here, create here the size boxed, width, and to set here the 8, save this here like this showing here, and to creating this UI and display goods not an issue. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.